Now we're going to jump into our review. So, last Sunday, a week ago today, because it's Sunday now, we saw The Last of Us, episode 7.
Well, I watched it on Monday in the daytime.
And it was called Left Behind. It wasn't that scary.
It was terrifying. I literally watched it in the daytime and I had my finger on the pause button so I could pause it because it got too stressful.
You should stay up tonight and watch it with me.
Oh my gosh. I knew something bad was going to happen. Okay, spoilers.
Spoiler alert. Put up the thing.
We had already heard that the girl Ellie had been bitten by a zombie in the mall.
Yeah, we saw it on her arm.
And the person that was with her that she cared a lot about didn't make it. She had already said that. And so here they are in the mall, her and her bestie.
Yeah,
and
Storm Reed.
Paying no attention to anything. They're like playing video games with all the noises. There's no way they would know if there was a zombie there.
One of the clickers.
Yeah, and then they're in the photo booth with the curtain closed, and they're acting.
Yeah, anyone could sneak up while they're in there.
I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna happen. And then finally at the end, and they're dancing up on the shelves, and then this still doesn't come, but you see the zombie coming.
Yeah, they showed it earlier in the episode, so you know it was there.
There's a reason why no one's in there. It's because of this. But the whole idea of why they went there was that the power had just been restored to that area.
Well, the power had been restored to that block.
They went there.
But the mall had been sealed off, so it was accidentally hooked up to power, even though no one's supposed to go in there because it's condemned.
And
but
it was
Storm
really
Reed,
creepy.
who we just saw last month in Missing, she was great in that.
I didn't see Missing, but yeah, she's good. She was held up. She was living in the food court, essentially, of this mall. They had posted her there.
Yeah.
But they don't really care about her too much because they didn't clear the area.
So this episode it starts off where the previous episode ended because Joel's injured and Ellie's got to look after her. And so then most of this episode was just flashbacks. So we see Ellie's past. She's growing up in this... because she lives in like the federal quarantine zone. Yeah. And all the kids are in this academy. It's like military academy.
But they don't learn much.
And they're trained to be soldiers, essentially.
Yeah, they don't learn a lot about the world and stuff. Because as we find when she's talking with Joel these past few episodes, he's like talking about things. She has no idea because they don't teach her anything. She complains about her schooling, that they're not teaching her anything. Looks like she just
like every kid.
Gotta run around. No, I don't think they are. Because they're just like running around and she's having a hard time because her best friend, who was her roommate or protector, has gone missing. So, and she's getting beat up.
Yeah, but she doesn't need a protector. No, she beats the crap out of that other kid.
Well, that was the first time. She's not doing well there. Anyway, and then her friend returns. She's joined the Fireflies and they posted her at this mall.
Yeah,
and
which is a rebel group.
Ellie with her to show her the mall. Because, of course, these kids have never seen a mall, not normal life. The world basically stopped in 2003, I think it is.
Yeah.
And
that first episode
these kids were born like they don't know any normal life. Anyway, so they're having a fun time at the mall, like
they're going to the arcade. They're going to the photo booth. Where else did they go? What was the other fun things? Oh yeah, the escalator. She loved the escalator.
Yeah, she goes on.
You know what that reminded me of? That reminded me of a great scene from Wonder Woman 84 with Chris Pine, and he's going up and down the escalators because it's 1984 and he's from the First World War, so he's like, oh my god, moving stairs.
Listen,
this is amazing.
That was my class in grade 9 when we all went to like Ottawa and Quebec. Oh my gosh, these are cool because our mall's all on one level.
You gotta have escalators in the mall for teenagers.
We have malls on only one level. Still, there's no escalators.
What did you do as teenagers then?
We walked a lot.
That's what teenagers are supposed to do. You get baked and then ride the escalators up and down at the mall.
There's no getting baked for us. Anyway, we went to Orange Julius and slurped our Orange Julius and walked the mall. That's all. We got more exercise than you guys.
You missed out.
Anyway, it's terrifying because you know they're going to have an altercation. And they do. And it's really scary. And then in the end, they're both bitten. We know that Ellie has immunity, and obviously we know her friend does not. Yes. So we don't really know where it goes from there, but...
She doesn't know she's immune at that time.
And they decide to... Well, her friend basically decides for them that they're just going to wait it out. Which is a bad choice. Because for humanity, but they're teenagers. For
what
humanity, you should.
Well, they think they're both gonna die.
You should get rid of yourself because the problem is, when you get this disease, sometimes you live forever and you can make other people sick. Other people just pass away right away. It's very strange the way that it's happening. So basically, by not doing away with themselves, they're putting the world at risk because they're now 2 other infected people that could infect others. So they're propagating.
So what happens? Did we see what happens to Storm Reed at the end?
No, we don't. But we know that from what Ellie had said previous, she doesn't make it. So we don't really know what happens. But somehow after that point, her friend passes, and the fireflies get a hold of the girl that's immune, and they basically need her, and they capture her essentially. Yeah,
at the end they're like holding each other, the 2 friends, even though they've both been bitten, so they know that. And then it cuts back to the present with Joel, and she stitches up Joel.
She decides she's gonna stay and help him because he wants her to go, but she can't. She can't really go by herself anyway, but she's helping him. And
he's become a surrogate father for her, and she's become his surrogate daughter.
Yeah.
For the daughter that he lost.
Sort of.
Back in the first episode.
He's very resistant to that. He's still he's been through a lot.
You notice how there's so much emotional weight in this show? Every time they introduce another character, pretty much all the time there's all this emotional weight.
Oh, yeah.
And they tell you a lot of their backstory, and then that character's dead now in a tragic way. Everyone dies really tragically in this.
I thought it was really interesting in the episode before this how Joel, his whole purpose is he's going to find his brother, and then when he finds him, he doesn't tell him the truth. He keeps things from him. He's very suspicious of him. I thought that was because he's had to live that way. And so even with his brother, once he sees the situation his brother's in, he doesn't tell him the truth, and he keeps a lot of things from him.
His brother's doing really good. They got that great community there in Banff. His brother's
actually very successful.
So, but he still continues on his quest to take Ellie to this.
Yeah.
They're taking him to a lab.
Anyway, and that doesn't go well. So we'll see where they go next week, but oh my gosh, I was terrified. Anyway, I wouldn't have slept all night if I would have watched it last Sunday.
So you gonna stay up tonight and watch it with me?
No. I've been up since 6:30. No.
Okay. I'm gonna stay up tonight, so I will be posting probably a spoiler reaction after the episode. It'll just be one of my 1 minute or less reaction shorts.
Yes.
So keep an eye out for that later on tonight. Hopefully this episode will be up by then too.
Yeah,
I gotta
still edit it and everything. Awesome episode. Every episode of this show has been awesome.
Tonight we're getting episode 8, When We Are in Need, is what it's called. And then the following week we get the final episode 9.
There's only 2 left. There's not 10. There's only 9.
Yeah, but it's HBO. They're hour-long episodes or more.
I know. I'm enjoying it so much.
And we're going to get a season 2 of this.
What a great...
There's more than one game, and so wait till you get to the end of this season.
Well,
you're going to be really...
Don't say anything. Shh. Anyway, I'm loving it. I mean, this week we got that, and we got Picard, and those 2 shows were awesome. This is like the television that we're getting.
Well, we're getting spoiled
really
lately.
Great.
We got The Last of Us, Star Trek Picard Season 3. Last year, we're getting The Mandalorian Season 3. Yes. We're getting Star Wars The Bad Batch Season 2 right now, which some people are loving, some people not as much. Last year we got House of the Dragon, which was amazing, Season 1. Yeah. We got Season 1 of Rings of Power, which was pretty good, but not as good as House of the Dragon.
I watched it again. I enjoyed it more when I watched it a second time. Because I think we didn't know where it was going.
Yeah.
And it was a lot.
There's a tone and kind of a pacing issue.
So epic on that one.
But we're going to be getting. But we got a Tolkien Middle Earth series as well as a Game of Thrones series at the same time. Yeah. Man, we're getting spoiled with great television.
Yeah.
And there's tons more coming up. So, jeez, we're being spoiled so much. So, Last of Us, which is probably the biggest show on television right now, apart for Yellowstone, is another one of the biggest shows right now. We're not talking about it because we don't have Paramount Plus and we're not into it. Are you watching The Last of Us? Okay. if you're not watching The Last of Us on HBO, what are you doing with your life? You gotta get into it.
People don't have HBO. Like, we had a guy at the office I was talking to him the other day. I said, "Oh, you're watching The Last of Us?" He's like, "Oh my gosh, I really want to watch that, but my wife canceled Crave on me."
Because here in Canada, we watch it on Crave. We don't have HBO Max.
He hasn't been able to
so I canceled his subscription.
Like, they have all these other ones. It's so hard because there's a show you really want to watch, and then,
Wherever you are in the world, get HBO, whether it's on HBO Max or Crave or some other service. I know it's through someone else in Australia. They have HBO Max in the UK, but wherever you are, get HBO and watch this show. It's amazing. You won't regret it. Let us know your thoughts on this show if you're watching it, or even if you don't like it, let us know your thoughts down below and why. We want to hear from you.
Moving on.